Picture yourself in a high-stakes heist movie. The vault isn't gold, it's your future purchasing power. The tools you pick will either open doors or set off alarms. In the world of personal finance, credit cards are those tools. But here's the truth that most people miss. Not all cards are created equal. Some are polished keys that unlock stronger credit. Others are rusty locks that quietly drag your score down. If you want to build credit, you need a card that behaves like an ally, one that reports responsibly, gives you room to maneuver, and rewards the right behavior. This is not about chasing points or flashy perks. It's about picking instruments that teach the scoring models to favor you. At wiseconsultant.com, we guide clients away from traps and toward cards that actually move the needle. Ready? Let's map the battlefield. Why the choice matters. Signals over superficial perks. Your credit score is a messaging system. It listens for signals. Payment history, credit utilization, account age, credit mix, and recent inquiries. A card's fine print determines what signals you send. A card that reports to all three major bureaus, for example, broadcasts your good behavior. A card that doesn't report widely might be pretty but invisible. So before you fall for a glossy rewards pitch, ask, will this card help my credit story or simply decorate my wallet? The core categories. Which card types actually build credit? Let's cut through noise and name the categories that matter when you're building or repairing credit. Each has strengths and trade-offs. Secured credit cards. What they are: you deposit cash as collateral and get a credit line roughly equal to your deposit. Why they work: they almost always report to bureaus and are designed for those with limited or damaged credit. Key win: low risk to issuers equals higher approval odds and a straightforward path to show on-time payments. Watch for high fees and poor upgrade terms. Choose secured cards that graduate to unsecured accounts and refund your deposit. Starter/student cards. What they are: unsecured cards for people with little or no credit history. Why they work: they report activity and often come with lower credit limits that make it easier to keep utilization low. Key win: designed to teach good credit behavior early. Watch for high APRs and weak rewards. Don't chase cashback if it means missing the core purpose. Building history. Credit builder cards and loans. What they are: products explicitly marketed to build credit, sometimes a tiny credit builder loan that reports payments. Why they work: they're structured to create a consistent payment history and are often accepted by folks with thin files. Key win: discipline focused. You pay, they report, you build. Store/retail cards. What they are: co-branded lines with retailers. Why they can help: they're easier to get and can add credit mix. Watch for typically high APRs and narrow usefulness. Only use for planned purchases and pay in full. Authorized user routes. What it is: being added to a responsible person's mature account. Why it works: you can inherit positive history and available credit fast. Watch for it must be a trusted partnership. Any negative activity impacts you too. The 9 features you must hunt for and why. When scanning offers, treat each card like a dossier. These are the non-negotiable features that actually help your score. 1. Reports to all major bureaus. If the card doesn't report to at least 2 major bureaus, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, its power to build credit is limited. Ask the issuer directly and prefer cards that explicitly confirm bureau reporting. 2. Reasonable fees or no annual fee. A card that drains you with fees undermines the whole purpose. Avoid high annual fees unless the card offers a clear, measurable path to a stronger credit profile that justifies the cost. 3. Clear upgrade path. Good issuers allow you to graduate from secured to unsecured or increase your limit after consistent responsible use. This path increases available credit and account age, both beneficial. 4. Transparent terms, grace period, and APR. Understand the grace period, days you have to pay before interest starts, and the APR. When building credit, paying in full avoids interest traps, but a predictable, reasonable APR protects you if you ever slip. 5. Tools for control, alerts and autopay. Choose cards with payment reminders, auto-pay options, and easy online management. These tools reduce human error and keep your payment history spotless. 6. Modest but meaningful credit limit. A tiny limit is fine. What matters is the ability to keep utilization low. A card that gives $300 but you never push it past 10% is more powerful than a $5,000 limit you constantly flirt with. 7. Reporting a full range, not just balances. The best cards report on payment history and balance, not just one or the other. Multiple data points strengthen the narrative lenders read. 8. Upgrade and reconsideration policies. Look for issuers with flexible reconsideration, hardship, and upgrade policies. These paths help you evolve your relationship with credit as your financial picture improves. 9. Educational resources and credit tools. Some issuers provide free credit score tracking, coaching content, or simulations showing how behavior affects scores. These resources make your progress visible and strategic. How issuers differ. The fine print that changes everything. Two cards may look identical on paper, but issuer behavior matters. One issuer might report balances mid-cycle, another reports on the statement date. One might automatically increase limits after months of good use. Another requires manual review. These operational details determine whether your micro-strategies, like mid-cycle payments, actually lower the reported balance. That's why at wiseconsultant.com we teach people to read issuer patterns, not just marketing copy. The same payment behavior can produce different reported outcomes depending on when and how the issuer reports. The tactical shortlist. Which card archetypes to seek now? You've learned the battlefield. Now it's time to choose the weapon. Not a single best card exists for everyone, but there are clear archetypes that repeatedly win for people who want to build or repair credit. Here are the ones to hunt for, how to use them, and the exact behaviors that turn them into score-building machines. Secured cards with graduation paths. Pick a secured card that explicitly reports to all three bureaus and promises a clear upgrade to unsecured status after a period of good behavior. The deposit is your collateral. The reward is a converted account with positive payment history and an improving credit age. Use it for planned, small purchases, pay in full, and watch the issuer move you to the next level. Credit Builder loans/hybrid products. These are financial training wheels. You borrow a small sum that sits in a locked account while you make scheduled payments. Each on-time payment becomes a documented credit win. If you're thin-filed, this consistent payment history is gold. Starter/student cards with tools. Choose starter cards that offer strong account controls, auto pay, alerts, easy limit management. Even modest limits help if you keep utilization low and payment history clean. Prioritize tools that prevent mistakes. They matter more than a few percentage points of rewards. Practical promise. Here's the unavoidable truth. Cards won't fix everything overnight, but the right card, used the right way, is a multiplier. If you treat the product like a tool, not a toy, you can write a better credit story faster than most realize. Start with one solid account. Use it responsibly. Learn your issuer's reporting timing. Automate, audit, and request upgrades when deserved. If you want a tailored map, which card archetypes fit your exact file, which issuers report when and how to time payments for maximum effect, wiseconsultant.com has the frameworks and client playbooks to guide you. Subscribe to the channel, follow the step-by-step playbooks, and let the small, disciplined acts compound into real financial power. Remember, credit is not luck, it's behavior. Make your next swipe a strategic move. Subscribe to the channel for weekly tactical guides that turn confusing credit mechanics into simple, repeatable rituals. Wise Consulting Enterprise. We could help you in such.